Hello, my friends. We're up here at the farm, the place I miss so badly. And I want to show you what I've been doing. That's our metal pile. Not the windmill. I'm gonna paint that. But I don't know if any of you remember, but this was 3 huge piles of trash. Stuff that had come out of the house, walls and all that. Well, we've got that much left. And this. You know, when that old sheetrock stuff they put in mobile homes gets wet, it crumbles. And so it's been a little hard to pick up. But I think we've got one more load and this will be gone. Now, if you remember, some of you do, I'm sure, I told you about a man that I had hired. And he was doing the inside work, but he never would show up. He always found a better job. Well, I finally got him out here to put that spigot up right there. But I wanted that spigot over there, because that unit is moving. I wanted it right there at the corner on this side of the house. Well, that's where he put it. I said, I don't want my spigot there. Oh, well, I'll move it. I'll move it. Well, the bladder tank was there in the ground and it was leaking and the pump was running constantly and our power bill up here was over $500 a month. Well, we had to pay it, and we had 3 months of that before we finally figured out what was going on, and I had a well crew come out here and they replaced a few of the switches. Well, that was several $100s just to do that, to replace a $12 switch that didn't take 15 minutes. But finally, my husband dug up the bladder tank, found the leak. Well, we bought a new bladder tank and it is in the midst of all that mess right there. Because I told Alan, the man that was doing the work, to come up here and insulate that because it was at winter time. Well, he did. You see what this right here is? That was one of my old sweaters that was up here. He started wrapping the tank with it. Then he used this old insulation, and instead of wrapping this pipe right here and insulating it, he laid these cinder blocks on top of it. And that little bit of insulation you see that's kind of gone away. He had this whole unit wrapped in cinder blocks, just like this, even stacked on top. So what I've been doing is gradually removing these cinder blocks. Because what we're going to do as a temporary reprieve, we're going to take all of that off of there. Well, I'm going to take all of that off of there. And I'm going to wrap the pipes in insulation, piping insulation, which is supposed to be on there. I'm going to wrap the bladder tank with insulation. Then I'm going to take pallets and build a little well house, just enough to go around this, a well house that I will cover with probably a strong tarp or something, just for this upcoming winter. It'll look a lot better. I'll feel a lot better. Now all this is going to go. That heat pump was the beginning of the problems when that thing went out. So I've been told now that that motor's locked up and it'll never run again. So whatever. We're going to remove that. This right in here, I've got to dig out to here, and we're going to concrete this for a patio. The same man that did the beautiful job on the bladder tank built this rock wall. Now, I know a lot of you out there lay blocks. You see what's wrong with that block? Anyway, this was supposed to be 12 foot from the house. It's 9. I think 9 7/8. if you look closely at the mortar's cracking because it wasn't mixed properly. And if you look how these blocks are sitting over that bottom block. I don't even want to tell you what I paid the man to do this. Look at this one. Look at this. Now he won't come back up here. He won't come back and replay and fix what he did. Look at all this mess. And look, this sits over. Okay. When he did this, he block underpinned the house. Now that's a joke. You saw some of that in there where there's not even any mortar between the blocks. I don't know what to do. I wanted this out 12 feet because my wood cook stove was supposed to go at that end, and that double window was supposed to come out. I don't know what to do. That should have been dug out, and that's the reason it's no wider than it is, because they were too sorry to dig that out. There were 4 men up here, and as you can see, it looks like 4 men doing a different job. Look how those blocks warp out. It's crazy. That air conditioner caused a lot of the problem. It leaked inside, and we didn't know that, and you know, it caused all the water damage. But anyway, I want to take you out here and show you my little project. Another one of my little projects. Whew. That used to be my chicken house. And one Christmas I came home from work, and my husband and my boys had put those lights all over it. It was so pretty. They're all green. It was just beautiful. But right now, there's no chickens in it, and I am insulating it. A little at a time. I'll show you. It's a mess right now, so look over the mess, but it's a mess in progress. Those are my handy loppers. See, I'm insulating. Little tile floor. Right now I've got some feral cats. Well, they're not really feral. They are cats that some dumb people brought up here and just left them, that were pregnant. And of course the mamas were frightened. They run off, and then the babies are born, and the babies think I am the giant head from you know where. So anyway, I feed them, and when they're old enough I will trap them. I'm going to sit you down just a minute. I got to tie that back. Hold on, you can look at my lelands. Okay. Yeah, those lelands are pretty, but they got to go too. But what I've been doing, now we actually cleaned all this off back when this stuff was dead. But you know it comes back. So all this has got to be cleaned up again. So the weed eater will do a lot of it, yeah, but the lopper is really good to get these big pieces, and I don't get smacked so much. And it's not that difficult. It's just tedious, a lot of work. I'll hit this with a weed eater, a lot of it, up here, and then I'll chop these big ones down. But I like to chop first, but all this has to be cleaned up. Now, this area back here was usually just a nothing area. After we lost, you know, we didn't lose, we sold the chickens. I had about, oh my goodness, I probably had 47 chickens. And they were free range out here, but anyway, they had this area out here. Well, our land goes kind of down in that slope, but what my husband's going to do is kind of do a grading right in here. Grade this bank down. Now, we're not talking a whole lot, but grade the bank down so that it's a little smoother. And I'm actually going to put, right up in here is where I'll probably put my goat housing with my milking area. It'll probably be first right in here, and then I'll have the chickens and the ducks, and I'm actually going to set up a guinea roost. It has to be a lot taller because the guineas like to be up high, so I will hatch them out, raise them as Keats in that roost, and that way they'll come back at night, but they'll have free range of the property. But I can call them in with millet. Millet is like candy to get guineas, and you can actually train them with it. Anyway, that area down in there, a lot of these trees have to go, but not all of them, because I don't want to lose this shade. But there are some of these trees that are quite dangerous that need to come down. And once we test those and find out which ones need to come down, we'll do that. And then we'll get in here with a bush hog, clean all of this out. Of course, a lot of the dirt will be pushed to kind of level this a little bit. And the leveling is more for me, you know, because I'm getting old and you have to prepare for aging if you plan on homesteading up in your golden years. Silver, bronze, I don't know what mine are going to be. Anyway, we're just trying to make it a little easier. So the leland, that particular leland's got to go. It is just in the way. There's another one on the other end that I'm probably going to take out, and maybe one in the middle, but I might even take two of these because I need room. I need room. The lelands are wonderful. They're very healthy trees. I wish I knew something to do with the wood. One man said that their wood was worthless. But I don't think any wood is worthless, is it, guys? They're so thick. There's a little growth up there that, let me see if we can get to it. I see a little brown growth in there, or death, or whatever's going on. But anyway, I love them. My husband and I planted them, I believe, the first year we lived up here, which would have been in 2001. So, but you see, this is all a bank. I don't want to do anything with that. I want the bank to kind of stay like it is, but this upper part, my husband's going to sort of start grading down a little bit. Now we're not talking much, and so we can go up in the woods there a little ways and bring some of that dirt down, and this area right here will slope a lot smoother. It'll be a more gentle slope, I guess we'll say. Plum tree has gone crazy. Not only has she grown to massive width, she's a fat girl, she's got a blight. Plums weren't any good. They shriveled up. But see all these lelands? They're beautiful, and I just love them, and I hate to see them go, and I don't know what else to do, but I kind of need some of this space, especially that one or two. And then as they come down and go around, those are going to stay, and all those crepe myrtles will stay. But there's one that's really giving a crepe myrtle a hard time. What I can do is just trim that bad boy up. But those are fabulous windbreakers. Oh my goodness. That's what's kept the strong winds off the house. So they're great to have, and we are going to be planting them all along the property line. Once it's all cleared out, there'll be lelands everywhere. Probably be lelands. I don't know if I'll put lelands there because they'll come over the driveway. So what I'll probably do there is the fence and some lovely, lovely rose bushes. Climbing rose bushes. Rose of Sharon. All those pretty things. It used to be pretty up here, guys. Because I was out here all the time working and doing and enjoying my home. And of course I worked 10 hours a day as a legal assistant. Drove an hour each way. But I was younger then too. I could do a lot more. But I just love it up here, and I want to come home so bad. And I know all of you have been praying for me because I've become so depressed. But I do have good news. All your prayers, they did help. My husband sat down with me day before yesterday and said he was taking a week off. He's going into that house and he's going to put up the belly wrap. He's going to fix all the plumbing. Now that's probably all he's going to be able to do in that week. Now once that belly wrap is up, I can lay the insulation down and tack it. Not a big deal. And you know what, folks? Once that's done, that subfloor goes down. And my husband's already said he'll work on it every weekend, a room at a time. Thank you, Jesus, and thank you all the friends I have on YouTube. I love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend coming up, and God bless.